Hey guys, JG Invest here. We're doing the video slightly different today, just trying to figure out editors and things like that. So we're going to be just doing an interface one, going over our week picks and how they did and what our future plans are. So I'm going to be using this program Loom, and we'll kind of go over everything together. It won't be a super long video, but we'll try our best in the conditions that we have right now. So I'm just gonna open up a few things and we'll go over. So we did have a few things here. So we stuck with GEVO. Now I have my Canadian and US, and then I have a European account. So I'm only showing briefly a few things. Unfortunately, I can't show everything just because it has the personal information. So we'll go over bit by bit what we got. So GEVO here, what we did is we bought at the bottom and we've been filling up on every single dip. On Friday, I had a huge run up. Unfortunately, I was out and I couldn't cash out some of those profits, but it held over $10. So that's really good. So what we're doing right now is we're at about 34% right there. Roblox managed to get in pretty early when it came out. I picked it up for about $63.15, currently sitting at 69. I know it shot up to about 76. I am expecting it to kind of run down a little bit and then run up as the months go on. So that's definitely a hold for me. GEVO is a hold for me. My only concern with GEVO is this right here. Unfortunately, we have an earnings report coming up March 17th. So with earnings reports and the way they've been going lately, it seems like you gotta shoot to the moon in order to get any positive feedback from earnings reports. A lot of people are pulling out profits prior to the earnings reports. So March 17th is that date, and I'll probably do the same. I'll pull out some profits and then rebuy in just to play it safe. That's probably the route I'm gonna go with. SLGG was a nice little play that we did. We bought on the previous day. There was rumor that it was going to get squeezed again. It didn't. So I did a little bit of a flip-flop here, and I loaded up like crazy at the bottom, and it ran up quite a bit. I only had I think 500 shares initially, and then I doubled down and I went up. I bought 2,000 shares right at the bottom. I am still holding this guy. I do expect it to go up a little bit more. This is not a long-term hold, though. It's a short-term. It's a short-term play. So I expect it to run up to about that $7.50 range, $8 again. So that's kind of the play that we're going with, and then I will just dump that position. Moving forward, there were a couple of random plays that unfortunately I can't show the transaction history, or else it would show my account information. So let's go into that. So ENTX, a member of the Discord, is actually the one that found this. So my entry point was around, they got in super early. I got in around the $4.50 range, something like that. And then I dumped it slightly early. I think I dumped it just under $6. And then a couple people held onto it and then profited huge off of that. So I did manage to get an entry and then dump it, not at the peak, but a little bit beforehand and after. So still cashed some profits there. I did 2 swings on that, so that worked out well. I hate to say it, but we did do a GME swing. We purchased it. A couple of guys purchased it around the 240 range. I think I got in around 270. I dumped it as soon as it was around 320. 315, 320, and then some guys were holding on to it. They got in so much less, so they decided to hold on to it throughout the week. Hopefully it gets squeezed again for them. I wasn't anything major. It was 10 shares, but profit is profit, so did a quick little play on that. If we come to here, so CMC still holding, all right. It's up to 125. I expect this to continue to run up. It's been holding pretty strong. It doesn't typically drop that much anymore. Even during the whole sell-off and everything that was going on with NASDAQ, I mean, it did obviously drop quite a bit, but it wasn't anything crazy. So I'm still holding on to that bad boy, and I plan to hold on to it. There's so much news coming out about CCL. They got the loan approved with 0% interest for over a 12-month span in order to do their new facility. They're going to be doubling up production. They got that U.S. contract. They got the U.S. dealer contract as well. So there's a lot of movement and a lot of things are happening quickly with this company. Like I mentioned in a previous video, the CMC video, does GEVO have to be concerned? I think they do, because the production factor is so much higher and it costs them way less to do anything. But there's still some time where we don't have to worry too much with GEVO dropping down for the time being. It's a big sector, and I'm sure it's not going to have a huge impact, but a couple years down the road it may. My plan is a long-term hold with this. I'm sticking this one through. I will be taking profits along the way, but yeah, currently sitting at 134%. Mara. So Mara, I think I mentioned this to my group back when it was like, I want to say in the $20 range. We've been in and out of this one like multiple times. Filled up on the dips, currently sitting at 26%. It was above 30. The thing with Mara is it obviously swings quite a bit, and it's always up and down like crazy. But it's nice to have one of these in the portfolio. It's a blockchain, but I like it, and I like their strategy on it, and they're a little bit of a bigger market cap, so I feel a little bit more stable with that. I'm expecting to see some new highs with Mara. It should have a nice increase since Bitcoin is now back up. Mara is one of those stocks, because of the blockchain, it does increase in price as Bitcoin goes up. So that's a nice little thing. I'm not huge on cryptocurrency, so it's my only way that I can kind of get involved without actually dealing with cryptocurrency. It's just not my style. I don't understand it, and I'll stay away from it and stick to the stocks like I've been doing. So that's the current price point. I mean, today's Sunday, 5:44 p.m. here in Portugal. So it's about like almost 1 o'clock in the U.S. If you're Eastern time. We go here, Nano Dimension. Nano Dimension's been doing great. We're up to 34%. Again, we bought at the bottom, and we've just been filling on each dip. And OEG's also had a nice little run up. OEG's weird. It has its, it would just be dead for the day, and the volume's super low on it. And then all of a sudden it will run like 10% out of nowhere. So it's weird. So the strategy for the time being is pretty simple. Positions are strong. I'm probably going to hold this. I have some cash left to the side for some swings, like the ENTX play that happened and GME and things like that. But what I'm primarily focusing on now is day by day. I'm focusing on whatever's high that day. I'll take some profits from there and then buy the dips on my other positions, whether it be OEG, Nano, Mara, CMC. I'm pretty much leaving alone. SLGG, RBLX, GEVO. There was a big dip on the Friday initially, but Beyond Meat and Corsair didn't really get affected too much. So what I did is I sold those off to buy the dips everywhere else, and it paid off quite a bit. So that's my strategy for the next little bit until NASDAQ's a little bit more stable and we see consistent growth week after week. I'll just be selling off on highs on certain positions and then putting that money into the dips on other positions, and just keep doing that play and keep going back and forth and back and forth. And that's what I'll be sticking to. As far as the earnings reports, I still don't know what I'm going to do about it. I think like my position's so good on GEVO that if it dips, I may not want to like flip-flop and just leave it alone. I do have a lot of faith in the fact that it's going to continue to climb, and it's been climbing consistently like crazy, which has been great. I think it went up to like 1050 on the Friday. Unfortunately, I was with family and I noticed after the fact, but it stayed over 10, so I'm not complaining too much. So yeah, that's where we're at right now. That's the strategy for the next week. Just play it safe, sell on the highs, buy the dips, and just keep switching shares from position to position and keep going from there. As things kind of get a little bit more stable, I might be selling off positions completely. This week's play is going to be very simple. I'm going to stick with the positions I have, and just to go over what they are again is GEVO, RBLX, SLGG will be a sell sometime next week whenever it hits that $7.50 to $8 mark. CMC, Mara, Nano Dimension, and OEG. These are the ones I do plan to hold. Moving past that, then we're looking at other potentials. I really do want to get back into CCL. I sold CCL for profit in order to buy these extreme dips. I do want to get back into Beyond Meat, and I do want to get back into Corsair. Corsair's not on the top of the list though. I would rather focus on CCL and Beyond Meat. CCL is just going to be solid, consistent growth. Another option that I was looking at, and I was in when it was super early, was Children's Place, so PLCE. The stock prior to the dip was like $60. I started buying it when it was like 20 something bucks back in the summer. And I made great profit with it. And then for some reason, I just totally forgot to revisit. And then I checked it out and it was at like $50. I'm like, okay, well, I missed the boat on that. I don't think it's going to climb that much more. There's only like $10. Then I checked it again. It was like 70. And it's just been going up and up. And it's actually higher than the previous high. So I don't know if, I really don't know if it's $100 stock, if it can continue to climb that way, but it's been trucking along like crazy. So it is one that I might go back into. And another potential is EXPI. That one paid off great for me previously, so I do want to kind of get back into that one since the price is still very low, and I do expect some substantial growth out of them again. But yeah, those are the positions. That's where it's at. That's what we're doing. And this is the setup for the video today, unfortunately. So we'll figure out everything about the video